Tanya is a little girl you do not want to get on the wrong side of. Those two officers right there, yeah, they don't fucked up. They don't fucked up. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, guys. Welcome to Otaku Chris is Talking, and this is my first impression / review for episode 1 of Youjo Senki Saga of Tanya the Evil. Yeah, Tanya is fucking sick. Is this episode sick though? Hear me out. Alright, so, you know what? If you're new to my channel, do subscribe as I make regular otaku, anime, manga, as well as a few movie reviews and trailer reviews and stuff like that. So do subscribe for regular of those. Just turn on the notification bell, that way you will be notified because the videos come out depending on when the episodes come out and depending on when I'm off of work. So yeah, so subscribe for that, and also do check out my second channel, ChrisIsTalkin, and it's where I make videos twice a week, and I'll let you guys have a link for that. And yeah, so yeah, let's get into this review and first impressions. I liked this episode. I know a few people had a few issues because of the fact that there wasn't that much characterization and that much world building, but to be honest, how much can you have? How much characterization and world building can you have in the first episode when it's this genre of when is this genre? For example, if military animes and military mangas are normally the stuff that people get kind of shut off from because of the fact of how much military info and like just a whole bunch of stuff that you wouldn't normally have in an anime. And like, so this is a seinen series as well, so people need to realize it's not going to be your typical shonen series where you just have the main character or the main bad guy and they want to become this or you want to become that, or Hokage or this or that or this or that. Like, this is a seinen series, so it's going to have a more in-depth kind of feel to it, as well as an in-depth story to it, and it's from a light novel, so it's not from a manga, so you know this is the structure of it's going to be totally different from the get-go. And I feel like personally I liked how it introduced us into this world by kind of giving us teasers of what to expect in this series. Now, I personally don't expect to have all the greatest things thrown in episode 1. This kind of leaves us into the whole mystery of what's in this world. We know enough of what we should know, and for example, so we know enough that Tanya, there's a mystery to Tanya that nobody else knows. Even the rest of the generals and officers, they don't really know. All they know is Tanya appeared recently and she's a huge mystery. So first of all, so that lets the audience, us, know she's a mystery to us and to the people in their world as to why she's so powerful. We also know that there are mages in this world, but they never really went into depth with how the mages' abilities and magical powers and all that kind of stuff work. Even though it's in 1924, set around like World War One, I do believe, it's kind of like this. They have futuristic technology in the past, so it's historical / not historical. And it's a whole military-based themed kind of like series. So that's what the whole themes are about. And so for that, most people are going to, would be turned off from a series like that, especially from the info like that they gave us on anime list, literally about how it was going to be kind of the rough synopsis. I didn't know it was going to have this much action and be this hardcore, but I've actually heard a lot of people actually kind of talk down about this series because of how much action it had, and it's kind of like they expected to have a lot more military, and it's like, look guys, I have a huge feeling we're going to have a lot more military stuff. And if you really think about it, the action didn't really happen. The main action actually happened, I'd say, around past the halfway point. If you actually watch it past the halfway point, the first half of it was military stuff. So the fact that people are saying there's too much military stuff, it's kind of like, did you guys not watch the same episode? Like, the action, we didn't really get Tanya's powers until past the halfway point. And for that, it's like they did okay. If they gave us that much info, I mean, that much like kind of like just story, kind of putting us in that world without kind of force feeding us, oh, this, that, loads of exposition. I like stories where we find out more about the series as the episodes go on. Hopefully very soon, because some of the magical abilities that were happening in this, I was kind of like, okay, why is she stronger than everyone else? That's the kind of question that I want to be answered really soon. Otherwise, it will be like she's very OP for no reason. What we do know is Tanya is evil as fuck. That look at the very end, which is definitely going to be thumbnail, and I'm so sorry if it's thumbnail and I have a weird picture of myself as well doing the same pose as she did at the end, but yes, we know she's definitely evil. Even the title itself, Saga of Tanya the Evil, but so the title gives us enough, parts of this gives us enough, and we see small glimpses of the fact that she's not totally right there. And we have the supporting character, what's her name, Victoria. Like, we kind of see it from her perspective that she could be like a good guy, that Tanya could be a good guy, and maybe Tanya actually cares for some of the other soldiers, especially those two soldiers, the one who turned their back on her and tried to go against her orders and stuff like that. You can, like, Victoria tries to give us the her viewpoint that maybe Tanya's a good guy, but we saw that Tanya was going to cut them down. Tanya was going to cut them down, and when we see later on in the fight how powerful Tanya is and how powerful her blades are, when she cut the other guy, the opposition down, like, it wasn't like it was just a cut. It was cut and then he was withering away. He was disintegrating after he got cut. That was fucking some great piece of animation and artwork right there. I really loved that. And that kind of added a bit more to show us how powerful Tanya is. But this is after the fact that she almost cut down the two soldiers. These two soldiers don't realize how lucky they were that she didn't do it right there. But turns out that they got killed off screen, and when Victoria went to go tell Tanya, by the way, the two commanding soldiers, they've been taken out, this, that, and Tanya just turns around, she's like, oh, what, did they die? Like, and then Victoria is like, oh, how did you know? And Tanya basically just turns around with that evil look, and things like that. This is the kind of stuff that kind of leads us into the next episode, and it's kind of like, oh shit, so what is Tanya? People don't know about Tanya, we don't know about Tanya, their world doesn't know about Tanya, so it's going to be very interesting to see whether she's a good guy or a bad guy. Also, another thing I like about this is the art was very, very nice. It didn't look too hardcore obvious and like a hardcore anime. Like, it was very fluid. I like the military uniform, the designs, the costumes, and I loved the animation as well. Well, going back to the art, the colors of when some of the scenes were happening, it's like it has a nice military feel. It's very dark and grey and dull, but when the action's happening and you see the colorful effects from the bullets and all this kind of stuff, it added something to it, which kind of balances out the whole military slash kind of. Because it has mages and stuff like that, and they mention fairies and whatnot, it's kind of like, do they have that? Are we going to see that in their world? But all those colors add that. Basically, you kind of get what I mean. I'm running out of words, having a big brain fart right now. But yeah, so the art adds to it quite a lot. The animation was fucking beautiful. Like, I didn't think it was going to be like that. The animation was hardcore, and the choreography of when she was flying and she was kind of like propelling and bouncing. I was like, oh shit, she's that fluid and moving in a battlefield. No, Tanya was sick. And in fact, did Tanya even need to bring the rest of her troops? Because she managed to take out everyone by herself. Which makes me think, when I see moments like that, it's kind of like, alright, how strong are the strongest oppositions? Obviously, we know that they've been surrounded by the neighbouring countries. The neighbouring countries are trying to take out their country, which is supposedly Germany. And it has a huge, like, German kind of feel to it and Hitlerish kind of feel, so it's kind of like, all right, so like, what's going on? So it's Tanya, are we going to have like glimpses of Hitler, or is it we're gonna have like characters kind of like Hitler but not Hitler? So I don't know, I'm very, very interested in this. Personally, I really enjoyed it. I wanted to try out a different series. I mean, shonen and stuff is fantastic. I'm a huge shonen head. The mangas I have there are shonen as well, so it's just that as I love stories and I like a good piece of dialogue and stuff like that, it's like, give us more. And seinen series give me that. So that's why personally I feel like this might be the series to look out for this anime season, because obviously next season we have the big hitters of shonen, but like we have Attack on Titan and Boku no Hero Academia. But this series, personally, this is the one I'm kind of looking for. If you enjoyed this review, do also check out the review I did yesterday for Owl and the Exorcist season 2. I'll leave a link for that just up there or around my head, I don't know what the hell, but basically do check out my review for that. If you like this video, do like as well, comment your thoughts on this episode. What did you think of this first episode? Like, how OP do you think Tanya is? How strong do you think the main, like, not the antagonist, but her rivals will be later on in this series? Or do you think this series is going to focus as her as the most powerful on the pedestal, and everyone basically trying to go against her? Because so far at the moment, Victoria looks like she's the supporting character, but maybe it's all from Victoria's point of view. Maybe Victoria is her rival and Victoria gets stronger. Once we find out more about the mages and magical powers and stuff like that, maybe we'll find out more about Victoria or the rest of their world. So yeah, so Personally, I actually did thoroughly enjoy it. The pros for this was Tanya herself, the art, the setting, the animation, the colors, the choreography, the music. So like that's actually quite a lot of things that were pros. The cons was the lack of world building, the lack of characterization, the lack of info, and like the plot development, because you don't really know where this is going. It kind of just seems like it's just an open story. And yeah, the lack of info on the abilities. I want to kind of know more about what's the like abilities in this world and what abilities do they have. I mean, they're mages and we know like about them, but we don't really know like anything about them at all. And I want to know more about like their technology as well. These are things that I kind of like was wondering, ooh, but at the same time I don't want to be forced all these pieces of information into one episode. I'm kind of glad that this military anime, which could have been really slow paced, actually gave us this level of action and this level of hype, considering it's this type of series. Have you guys read the novel? Do you guys think that the rest of the series is going to be good? If you've read the novel, let me know down below. Hit a thumbs up. I'll see you guys soon. Remember, Otaku Chris is talking. Peace.